Hello, I am Christine the Mean, and I am here today with Clash of Clans esports news. It's the 16th of February, 2021. Let's get started. First of all, we're going to talk a little bit about players and teams. There's not been that much news about players and teams lately. We're kind of in this little zone between when rosters were all announced at the first of the year and people who are kind of waiting to find out more details about Worlds. So we're in a little bit of a lull, but there is still some news. So let's start out with HB becomes Raiju. So the tweet says the old one, HB today becomes Raiju Esports. They come to seek the best results together with Raiju and be part of our family. Welcome. And the lineup is announced. P2s, Franz, Enul, Enrique, Dududu, Strong Gab, Japa, and Luan. So let's look forward to seeing more of Raiju. I've seen them showing up in a lot of tournaments lately. So apparently we've got a new or strengthened or signed roster associated with that. And then just a couple days later, we have Bonato signing, doing the typical Simpsons signing thing. It's official, and Raiju says, hey, welcome to the team. So apparently Bonato is joining this team as well, although Bonato is not on those original lineups. We'll see how that goes. We have BN at BN Gabales looking for a serious team to compete in Clash Worlds, looking for French or English speaking. So we'll see where BN ends up. We have Genten Clash presenting their main competitive roster. G. Lancaster, Heisen, Vitor, Edu, Funas, and Bill. So we shall look forward to seeing them push deep in a lot of competitions. All right, Chameleon Gaming. They say, we welcome Chameleon Gaming, an esports club focused on competing in mobile games, generating passion and representing the Spanish-speaking community. Well, you know, one of the things that we should do is watch their hype video, I think. They do have this hype video, and it's pretty cool. So let's see what they have to hype us all about. You know, now I don't speak Spanish, but they're a new club. I don't know what "han nacido" means. They're going to, I don't know, provocar. Might mean they're going to provoke passion for esports. Let's see what titles they have. They have these teams, okay? We've got a Clash of Clans team. You know, we got Clash Royale. They've got a couple other teams. So the funny thing about this is, like, we've seen Chameleon before. Frente Chameleon, Chameleon Gold. They've showed up in a fair number of competitions. So it'll be interesting to see how becoming part of this sort of more formal esports org helps or hurts them. So we look forward to that. We also have a tweet from Brian Fan Club saying they are holding out for one more person who is the right person to add value to their tight-knit squad, tagging Hertha and Rossiang and, of course, the UIG family. So we'll see who Brian Fan Club finds to be the right person for their tight-knit squad. So moving on to leagues and tournaments. Got to start with Worlds. Worlds finally announced their schedule, so we now know that the Supercell Clan War League that's starting from May 1st through May 11th will be the first feeder into pre-qualifiers later that month and then into the qualifiers at the end. There's still a lot of details we don't know, but we will keep watching and keep you updated as these details come out. There's still a few months before May, so we'll just stay tuned for that. League news, Events Hub Winter Championship. Exit Esports will take on Ocean Oasis Alpha because Exit Esports wiped out Silent Snipers and Ocean Oasis Alpha knocked out PX Zorak. So February 17th, tomorrow at about 2 o'clock, we should be tuning in to see Exit versus Ocean Oasis and see who's going to take away the prize on this and be crowned the champion. Now, this was a $300 prize, so one of them will be richer at the end of the day. And I did put down both of their rosters here. So we've got some like disabled and SMS players on the Exit Esports side. And then, of course, the Ocean Oasis Alpha. This is a familiar roster. So Camille, Dombetta, Semmel, Martin, Eyewitness, Philip, Apo, and Chazuka for Exit Esports. And Ocean Oasis, Dion, John, God with the Lightnings, Tomo, the other God, Real Dirty, Lightning, Elvin, and Yeel. I don't know which 5 we're going to play, but it is going to be a good match. Ocean Oasis Alpha has been making some pretty deep pushes lately. It's been kind of fun to watch that. And Exit Esports, I think, has just recently gone through a rebranding, and maybe they've got big things planned too. So it's going to be fun to watch both of them. CML. This final might be happening right now as I'm recording this video. Method to Madness Ninja Squad versus Unicorns of Love will finish off the Clash Masters League Fleet 2.0 division today. Fury. I cannot find a bracket for Fury. This is as best I can tell who's in the quarterfinals. Titan Esports versus M2 Ninja. QSFN knocked out Space Station Gaming to get here, and they will take on MB Esport next. Method to Madness against RTI, so there's 2 of those M2 squads showing up in the Fury quarterfinals. And then Barat versus Zombie Doom. And now Barat just won the UWL title, and Zombie Doom has been on fire lately, knocking out big team after big team. If you follow them on Twitter, they have been on fire. So I anticipate this Barat versus Zombie Doom to be a huge match. I hope I get to watch that one. Moving on, Black Widow playoffs. This is the same thing we had last week. Those playoffs started, I guess, yesterday, so they're not very far into this yet. But we do have a few kind of familiar teams on here. Fortaleza plays in a lot of tournaments. Nolex we see often. Orion Gaming. Titan Esports again. Chaos we see a lot. King Circle, RTI we've seen in a couple of places. NGT Legends, I think that's a new rebrand. Odisha Esport has been around. Cream. You know, there's a bunch of I Am Crying on here. There's a bunch of good teams on here. So I hope to be able to see some of these Black Widow playoff rounds go. CCF Excellency, I think, is having their playoffs, but I could not for the life of me find a bracket or a standings table that would tell me who is in it. So if you happen to see CCF Excellency, take some notes and send me the info. WCL wrapped up their week 5 of their group phase, and I think are now calculating their brackets. I have not seen a bracket yet, but it's a couple of days until it's really due. I did take clips off of War Match of the top teams so that you could see there were a bunch that went 5-0. And I'm going to read those because going 5-0 in group phase is pretty cool. Genten Clash, Wizard Kingdom, Aphelion Esport, Badzinger, WHF, Burundikai, Resistance, RTI, Strikeback, Silent Snipers, Caramel Pudding, Unique, Realm of Terror, Mitten Nepal, Foursquare, Baby Sharks, and Gangstars all went 5-0. So if you were in WCL, if you went 5-0, you're in the playoffs for sure. If you went 4-1, you're in the playoffs for sure. I believe it's a 64-team bracket. The 3-2 records start at number 50 and they end at 95. So if you were 3-2, that's where you just really don't know if you're in it or not until they're done doing all their magic calculations. We will look forward to seeing a good bracket from the WCL next week. Global Clash Cup released the clans that are going to be playing in Season 4 of the GCC Esports Division, Gothic. 3 time blocks, blue, orange, and green with 412 clans. 412 clans. I think that's about twice as many as GCC had last season. We will see how well they cope with that number. That's a huge number of clans to be coordinating every week. But we can hope for some high level gameplay there. Should be good. Holowiwi has announced, I think this is a mini tournament. I am not as familiar with Holowiwi, but it is, registration ending on the 20th and wars from the 25th to the 28th. So it sounds like a short tournament, 5,000 gem award. If you are interested in a short tournament from the 25th through 28th with some gems, go sign yourself up for Holowiwi. ICGWL, the Indian Clan War League, is announcing a tournament partnered with the Indian Gaming League. The March Mayhem Cup with an 8,000 INR, which is about $110 USD. They're going to run that from the 25th for 15 days. So if you want a really short one, you go to Holowiwi, and if you want a kind of short one, then you go to the ICGWL. Just a couple of tournament options right now. I mentioned FCA last week, but here it is again. The signups end today, so you better hurry. Other leagues, Pitt is in week 5. UIG, I think, is like between week 2, week 3, depending which division you're in. Boom week 3, Clash Champs Cup week 3, TWL week 5, Intercontinental League Cup week 3. Just some gameplay going on there. The TWC has a playoff bracket. I cannot find a fresh version of the playoff bracket. So I filled in where I could find some of the results. These are not official results because I just stole them off the Discord site and wrote them in as I saw them. In the round of 8, we know Indian Tribe was in the round of 8. I don't know yet if they've played the Camilla Royals versus Barat winner. I don't know who won that war in the round of 16. Barat versus Odisha Esports need to play a round of 8. Reapers has already made it into the semifinal, as has Titan Esport. So how exactly they got there, the path is not clear. I would really like a bracket. Events Hub has announced the Champions League. I think I mentioned this last week. $500 prize pool. Events Hub looking at 180 teams. I'm pretty sure they've had more than that apply already, but applications are open until February 20th. They will be picky, but if you are a clan that can deal with being picked over, you might still make it in. Go get those applications in. MLCW does indeed announce this past week the second season of their esports division. $1,000 prize pool. So, they kind of go big or they go home. And it's good to see MLCW deciding to field another esports season. Applications are open until the 27th of February. There are 3 time zone blocks. Many of you know that I'm part of the Competitive Clash Network where we take these user reviews. And MLCW does not have very good user reviews. But, they only had that one season. And it'll be interesting to see if in season 2 they do some things differently to embrace the esports audience. We often talk about how the esports player, league and tournament player, and their clans tend to be a little bit different than the traditional leagues. And some of the leagues have been able to make that jump and some have not. So I really hope MLCW does it because I think they run a nice league. I announced Wizard Cup last week. Wizard Cup seems to not be able to get their act together with their bot, and so even though their applications were supposed to be open, their applications are not yet open. This will fall off the list if they don't hurry up and get those applications open. Clash affiliations. Oh, this is I think I mentioned this last week. This is the really cool Champions Mixed Cup, which is where 4 different tournament servers each run a 64-team single elimination bracket, and the top 16 teams from each of those servers then get loaded into a fresh 64-team bracket. And so the 4 servers are Rambu, the TWC, Clash Affiliations, and Holowiwi. And Rambu, I know, opened and that thing filled up their 64 spots, I think, in about 5 or 6 hours. Clash Affiliations is now full. They might have been open a day or a day and a half before they filled up all of their spots. I think the TWC and the Holowiwi are just getting started. And so if you have not yet signed up for the Champions Mixed Cup with either Rambu or Clash Affiliations, get yourself into the TWC or the Holowiwi servers and you can get your team signed up there. This should be a pretty fun, the concept is pretty fun. The prize pool of $1,000 is also quite decent. The MWL, the Mythical War League, Season 3 applications are open until March 1st. $500 prize pool for the Hydra Esports division. And they do have some kind of time blocks for the group stage on this one as well. This one, the sign-ups closed today. So we'll see if we have some news next week on the Town Hall 13 Communities Diamond League. This thing has a smaller prize pool of $75. But I think they've had, over 90 people, 90 clans sign up. I think that's the last number I saw. Should be pretty fun. Bushido Gaming. This one came out. Registrations are open on this until March 15th, but I think there are pretty limited spots. There might be only 64 spots open. This Bushido's a French gaming organization, and their wars are Monday through Thursday from 9 p.m. to midnight France time. So if you are in the East Coast, that's from 3 p.m. to 6, is that right? Yeah, 3 to 6 East Coast time in the U.S. If you're available, this could be a really fun one to do, I think. €500 is a nice prize pool for it. It's a little bit under the radar, so some opportunity there. And that's all I have for you this week. I am Christine the Mean. If you like what I'm doing, if you want to support this kind of content, there's a bunch of things you can do. You can watch my videos, you can hit that like button, you can leave me a comment, you can subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter where I am at KTM Mobile. You can join any of the Discord servers that I will put these links into. You can join my Patreon and you can pay me. The links for all this stuff are in the comments, and I hope to see you again next week. Thanks so much.